You want it? You got it.
Hello everybody, Trevor here, and welcome to another Top 10 video. And for today, we'll be talking about my top 10 favorite Thomas items for Tomy and Trackmaster. This one was requested by Jordan Mortensen, which I should have done a video on a long time ago. In case you're new to my channel, the Tomy Trackmaster system is one of my favorite Thomas brands of all time, and it's much cheaper than Lionel and Bachmann in terms of quality. Now, like my top 10 best wooden railway models video, I'm only going to include those in my collection, so I won't be including the Doki Doki Mountain set or that giant Thomas tunnel from the 1990s since I don't have them yet, and I doubt that I'll ever get them. So, sorry my friends. Anyway, let's get started. Number 10 is the Thomas Medium set for Tamika World. This was my very first Tomy Thomas set I've owned as a kid. My dad got me this back in the late 1990s, and I loved it to bits. This set is also a pretty good star set in my opinion because not only does it include Thomas, but also Annie, Clarabelle, and a cool looking drawbridge. And I'm sure your kids will have a blast playing with this. But the reason I put it as number 10 on the list is because 1, it was my very first Thomas set as I've said before. Secondly, my original Tamika World Thomas broke down. I tried fixing it, but I ended up making it worse. Good thing I got a Playrail 2003 Thomas as backup. Number 9 is a tie between Cranky and the Windmill for motorized. When it comes to Trackmaster 2 and 3 destinations, these two are probably the absolute best items in the new Trackmaster library because not only they included brand new and better troublesome trucks, but their features are really cool. I've already done a couple of unboxing videos on these two toys, so I suggest you go check them out. Links will be in the description below. That's one reason why I've decided to put these as number 9. And the second reason is that they are the only Trackmaster 2 and 3 destinations that I still own in my collection because unlike most newer destinations for the Trackmaster range, they are unique in their own design. Not to mention that they are of higher quality than most of Mattel's other Thomas toys. If you're a fan of CGI Trackmaster Thomas, whether old or new, then I suggest you pick up these two before they become hard to find. Number 8 is the Hit Toys version of Bolster the Barge. This version of Bolster is exclusive to the Hard at Work at Brandyn Daniels set with Cranky the Crane. My version of that set comes with an orange crate and a gray flatbed. And the only reason why this is number 8 is that it can only fit this one cargo piece that's included in this set, which doesn't make it any better. But still, I kind of like this bolster model better than the original Tomy version because not only it has a happy face, which was quite a rarity in the model era, but it looks a little bit bigger than the Tomy one. The problem with the Tomy one is that you can't fit many cargo pieces on it, which is such a shame if you ask me. Number 7. The motorized road vehicles including Birdie and Bulgy. What I love about these motorized road vehicles is that they are only compatible with the old Tomy Trackmaster roads. In fact, my very first Tamika World road vehicles are Birdie and Red Bulgy. Unfortunately, the reason these motorized road vehicles in general are number 7 is due to the fact that the roads and vehicles themselves are discontinued. And the reason why they were discontinued was to cut costs and stuff, which is such a shame because these types of toys are very underrated. And so far, I have Birdie, 2 versions of Bulgy, 2 versions of Terrence, Elizabeth, Kevin, and my most recent addition, Madge. I really wish I had the other ones including Lori 1 and Ned because they look so cool. Number 6 is the non-motorized version of Kevin for Playrail. In all honesty, I think the Hit Toys version is okay, except that he's bulky, and I understand why. It is due to the battery compartment. However, the non-motorized Playrail version is a lot more accurate to the TV series than the motorized version for Hit Toy Company, which makes it even better. This smaller version of Kevin was not only included with Yellow Victor in the past, but also the full freight car collection, which I've bought last month. And I've already done an unboxing video on this pack, so I suggest you go click on the link for it in the description below. Number 5, the Annoyed Face Thomas. I know some people call this the Angry Thomas, but in all honesty, he doesn't look that angry here. So technically, this version of Thomas is known as the Annoyed Face Thomas, which was included with a Playrail pack known as Thomas and the Busy Freight Cars set, which was exclusive to Asia and Australia. In my opinion, in terms of different variants of Thomas the Tank Engine, the Annoyed version is the best one, mainly because it's a lot more accurate to the TV series in terms of design. Number 4 is a tie of 3 between Arthur's, Neville's, and Gator's models. To be quite honest, the Tomy models of these characters are equally great. It's very hard for me to decide which one is better than the other. What I like about these 3 models is that, unlike most models in the Tomy Trackmaster range, these 3 are highly accurate to the TV series. I even like their likable personalities, not to mention they're very underrated and deserve more recognition than what they've got. I'm sure there are a lot of other models that I'm missing, but without a shadow of a doubt, Arthur, Neville, and Gator are the absolute best Tomy designs in my opinion. Number 3. The motorized Playrail version of Kenji of 2022. Yes, I know I've said earlier that the models of Arthur, Neville, and Gator are some of the best designs, but when it comes to high speed, the motorized Playrail version of Kenji is my most favorite out of all of them. Unlike the pullback Kenji back in 2021, which was shit by the way, this newer model is a massive improvement. Not only is it motorized, but it has 2 speeds, one normal and one high, just like the streamlined versions of Thomas and Gordon. In addition to Kenji, this model includes 2 passenger coaches, which are the same length as other Playrail coaches, which are better than Mattel's coaches in my opinion. If you're a huge fan of Kenji, Playrail in general, or anything Japanese related, then I highly recommend this model to you. And those are the reasons why Kenji deserves the number 3 spot. Number 2. The Rumbling Boulder Mountain set for Playrail 2019. You may remember that I made a short video showcasing this giant set a few Christmases ago. Well, I could have done an unboxing video on it in the first place, but oh well. And besides, it's already gotten more expensive on eBay nowadays. Anyway, what I love about this set is that not only is it huge, like the Roller Coaster Mountain set, but also includes a big model of Boulder, which in my opinion looks 10 times better than the older Trackmaster sets that included him. In addition, there is a feature where you can make Boulder rock around until he starts rolling down the mountain whether he hits a shocked Thomas or not. And not to mention that there's Harold, Owen, and Thumper in the background, which I think is a really nice touch. If there's one thing I thought could have made this set a little bit better, it would be that they should have added a piece of rolling stock like a cargo car for Thomas to pull. But that's just me though. And that's why this set deserves the number 2 spot. Now before I get to my number 1 pick, I just want to give a couple honorable mentions. Trackmaster Revolution Philip. While it is one of the few good Trackmaster Revolution models, but since the motorized version is exclusive to America and other countries, I've decided not to include it. And besides, I got rid of it because it's barely compatible with my old Tomy Trackmaster track. The streamlined versions of Thomas and Gordon. As fast as they are, but Kenji won because according to Muddy Poppins, his model is the fastest. And my number 1 most favorite Tomy Trackmaster Thomas item of all time is the Thomas Giant set of 2006. In summer of 2020, I bought this set on eBay for a price of approximately $200 or more. I can't exactly remember the price for it, but at least it wasn't over $300 or $400 at the time. Anyway, I'm very proud of owning this whole play set in great condition. Not only this includes Thomas and Scarloey as the engines of the layout, but it also includes Birdie, Trevor, Terrence, Caroline, and most surprisingly of all, a rebuilt version of Scruffy, which is dark brown. It also includes a bunch of track and roads as well as some red trestle bridges, which are some of the coolest parts of this set, besides Scruffy. I'm so thankful that I bought this set for my birthday in 2020 for a decent price. Sure, it was expensive, but at least I had the budget for it at the time. And overall, I totally recommend this set to you, your family, and your friends because it's really that impressive. It's got a lot of great components, including the ones I've already mentioned earlier, and it's the perfect layout for extended play and showcasing purposes, much like the Too Much Thomas events back in Australia. And that's why it deserves the #1 spot as my most favorite Tomy Trackmaster item ever. Now let me know in the comments section on which of these Tomy Trackmaster items you like the best. Do you agree with my list, or have you seen better Thomas toys? My next Trackmaster video will be on my top 5 reasons why I don't like the new Trackmaster stuff, as requested by someone. So stay tuned for that. This is Trevor Davis, signing off.